Welcome to Love Byte.
My wife and I have been arguing and having problems related to our roommate or my best friend, and I'm not really understanding what I did wrong, but I'm more than willing to change and fix things. She's tried telling me multiple times what I did that was cheating, but it doesn't make sense, and I think I need an outside view on things. I apologize for this being long. Background information that may help or be relevant. He's been my friend since before I ever met my wife. I'm gay. I have no attraction to men at all. She's pan but has never had a relationship with a man, and my friend is bi but has only ever sought out men. Back in 2020, I was originally married to a man in the military and thought I was just asexual my whole life until I met my wife and realized I was actually feeling a crush on her. We mutually divorced with no problem, and she and I started dating. She has feelings about being a homewrecker over this. My wife and I don't share many hobbies, mainly art, cosplay, and anime. She doesn't really watch anime anymore, and I don't draw much. It's still a common interest. My friend and I share more active interests like furry fandom, video games, and board games, and he actively likes watching new shows. He and I have been rooming together at conventions since 2019. When my wife started coming to conventions, all three of us usually go, as well as two others. So a total of 5 people split the hotel room. I'm borderline obsessive over anime, board games, and gardening. I also take things too literally and struggle to read between the lines and get subtext. My wife and I wouldn't be surprised if I have autism. I am diagnosed with ADHD. I have horrible memory problems as well, often forgetting things that were said or happened recently. My wife works a night shift and has severe lifelong anxiety and depression. I have my own business, so I'm home all the time. Friends have been unemployed until this week. I've been doing most of the cooking and cleaning for my wife to make up for her having a reliable job. A friend has been helping with cleaning and other chores. My wife and I don't have similar views on cleanliness. He and I do, so we keep things cleaned up to our level since she's not as picky. The intimacy between my wife and me has dropped off. Our mismatched schedules make it hard to spend a lot of time together. My libido has been dead for months. He moved in last November, kind of rushed because his dad was getting abusive. Some of the things my wife points out, specifically emotional cheating, require an outside view. None of this was ever secretive, because to me it's just normal best friend behavior. I also have no physical attraction to my friend, and as far as I'm aware, he doesn't have anything for me. He and I have been watching anime frequently together, from binge-watching new shows to watching the new episodes of favorite series coming out every Saturday and Sunday. One of her days off is Sunday, and that specifically bothered her. We sit close on the couch when sharing memes or when I'm cold as shit and under the blanket. Otherwise, I have my legs stretched out into his space, but we are on opposite sides of the couch. Like, when it was nearly 50 degrees in the house, I was pressed up against him heavily. We play board games and card games together frequently. Back when I was hosting game nights at a local game store, he'd often come with me to play as well as us playing at home. My wife recently asked me to cuddle her and show her my plants outside in the middle of a game. I kind of brushed her off so I could finish the game instead of just leaving in the middle of it. We have inside jokes that we don't share with her. Usually they're related to shows he and I watched recently or something I know she's personally not into, so I don't share them with her. I invite him to do things with my wife and me, as well as just go with myself when my wife is asleep. From going to Walmart to getting McDonald's or even rummaging through the plant section at Home Depot. She said I invited him along to some of our dates. He sometimes stops to pet me on the head. I do the same to him. He and I also do this with other friends we are close with. He doesn't do this to my wife, but happily would if she ever said she likes head pets. He calls me and my wife cute or stinky in a friendly way. Like, he'll go, "Name, you're cute." I usually aggressively reply, "No, you, my wife," or "cat, is cuter," etc. This is something he actively does to many friends of both genders, so I didn't think anything of it. There's probably more I'm forgetting that she mentioned, but those are the big things that she brought up. She says the time I spend with him is on dates, and that we are cuddling on the couch and getting physically close. I can't tell the difference between all that and just having a best friend, but since it bothers her, I had a talk with my friend, and we have stopped almost everything. He feels bad too because he didn't realize that stuff was weird for friends to do, and it's not just me that he does this all with. He'll straight up cuddle friends, although I don't like doing that since that is intimate to me. Legs touching are fine. Torso touching is not. No head pats, no aggressively calling each other cute or stinky. No anime binging when she's awake. No inviting him to things unless I need someone physically capable to help, like loading wood into the truck. I have also stopped watching anime with other friends and going to game night. I'm only watching one show with him, and it's because my wife insisted I watch it with him. The biggest problem, though, is that she's been flip-flopping about our relationship due to all this. First, she wanted to open the relationship so she could have sex with other people and experience what it was like to be with a man. Then, maybe we should separate and go back to being friends. Then, we can stay together if you set some hard boundaries with your friend, which I promptly did. And last night, she said we should open the relationship so maybe she can quit seeing my behavior as cheating. Only opening it to the degree that he and I were acting to begin with, though. No sexual or romantic relationship aspects are allowed. I agreed to that because I'd honestly love for her to feel comfortable and have close friendships, and I didn't think it needed to have the relationship open for that to happen. But to her, that's an intimate gesture. I'm still stopping doing all that with my friends regardless, because if she sees it as intimate, then I definitely don't want to be doing that with anyone but her. It's like, I view holding hands as something pretty intimate, so I would get upset when she would hold hands with her friends and not me. I have started dedicating each Monday just to my wife for multiple reasons. So I don't brush her off because I'm doing something else, so I have energy to spend with her, and so I don't let my time blindness problem make me go too long without going on dates or getting intimate. I don't know what else to do, and I'm still really confused about what emotional cheating is and how it differs from close friendships. Especially since almost none of that stuff she wants to do, no matter how much I ask. I would much rather be watching anime with her, playing board games with her, or getting into a new series and getting to share all the new inside jokes together. I'm starting to get depressed and anxious because of all this, and I'm just at a loss for what I possibly can do. I didn't tell her about feeling depressed until yesterday, though, because I would have felt manipulative, like, I can't just say, you saying I'm emotionally cheating on you and that you want to open the relationship so it's fair is making me want to hurt myself. That's kind of fucked up, even if it's true. I have suggested multiple times for us to see a marriage counselor, but she's turned that down. I may get a counselor on my own to help with these feelings because I don't feel comfortable talking about my personal relationship with any of my friends.